there. But anyway, let's focus up here, because NaVi are one map up from the first go, which was on Dust 2, of course. Now it's EnVy's turn, and we're into this ninth round. But do you pretty much agree with everything that was said on the couch there?
Yeah, EnVyUs is an extremely strong Cobble team, and like Anders said, they're not like most teams when it comes to losing the first map in a best of 3. They will not crumble, their confidence won't falter at all, and they're going to bounce back here.
We'll see. We'll see if that's true. I don't disagree. This is certainly a map for Envy. The impact that they can have with those double AWPs when they come out to play is absolutely astounding. We've seen it being absolutely prolific to this point. However, in their path is NaVi, you've been having a very good game, and it's not just been the Guardian show. It's been C's being there. It's been, you know, good performances all around, if I'm completely honest, and, you know, a little bit of a standoff with a knife set. No war cry this time, just happy closing down.
Yeah, I think something that NaVi is now aware of, looking back from the major, is the connector side of drop is typically open when you play EnVyUs on T-side Cobble. And I would be shocked to see them not abuse that, at least 1 or 2 gun rounds in their T-side half, because NBK can almost always be seen towards the B side with Happy, and then Kia holding that upper plateau area.
So, a couple of possible exploitable issues that could come through there. We'll have to see if they do realize this, as both teams have had time to prepare for this matchup to some degree. As we'll be going right into this one, it'll be NaVi up on the T side, EnVyUs on the CT side. No real surprises there, but NBK with the Julies as well. Curious how that one's going to go down. You're just shaking your head. I wonder at what. Was the GIF I showed you just kind of taking the words out of your mouth?
It's definitely taken something out of my mouth, but it's gone in someone else's mouth.
Wow.
I don't know what.
Wow, what did you just imply, Sean? I'm just going to leave a second of silence to really appreciate what you actually just said.
Drop split to A pistol.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. Sorry, back on topic, otherwise Scooter's back comes out and we'll be, maybe I'll get fired from ESL, who knows. We can't have fun on these desks, do remember. But here we go, NaVi heading. You said this was going to be an exploit to a degree, but already straight away round 1. Nothing too surprising to a degree to see teams going for this split, but already Kenny's actually done some good work towards Zeus there, but the bomb is now in a bad spot. MBK comes in wildly trying to hold down those Julies, but just gets shoved back, and now in a 1v3. Seized is kind of locked out from this, and they shouldn't allow him even a step towards it, but that got a little shaky.
Yeah, and they had a pretty good A-hold right there, I'm not going to lie. I'm sure, yeah, it was Kenny, the guy under the balcony. He ended up with 3 kills right there. That first kill on the guy coming balcony was huge. It slowed down the rush, it broke up NaVi's numbers, and made the second guy commit instead of holding the flank.
And now we can see NaVi going for the Tech 9 purchase here, but on the other side, 2 shotguns, 1 SMG, and 2 rifles to close down. And Happy going straight for the boost. He's going to hear all these feet just running right past. He knows exactly what he can do. Flamey, he just misses out on Flamey, but maybe he doesn't care because that is the bomb in his hands. The player who may have snuck through drop could cause some trouble, but no! 180 shotgun. We call it duty, boys, because that was just filthy. The jumping 180 shotgun.
That was
what
so
is
dirty.
This?
That's only NBK and JW can do stuff like that.
It literally is those two.
The kings of everything that's outside of the norm in this game when it comes to buy patterns.
It really is. It's something special watching those two play. I swear to God, it's like when you see JW buy the sword off on this, even on T side, he just flies down on a full buy, just happily doming people. But again, Happy for instant repeat, and I guess a little dangerous, but why not? You know, let's be honest here, NaVi have absolutely nothing to work with.
Yeah, NaVi right now in a full eco. Not even investing in a couple P250s or anything. So it looks like EnVyUs is going to be stacked on cash going into this first gun round. This is such a good start for them right now. Yeah,
it's an absolutely brilliant start. Envy, a lot of money building up, a lot in the bank here, and what, 3 kills to speak of for NaVi in those opening 3 rounds. So really not what you want. But they're into this one now with the rifles, with everything they need to a degree. Maybe no AWP there with Guardian, not the perfect purchase, but enough to build from. But we're still seeing kill with a shotgun as well.
Yeah, and it's because you can play that Plateau B area in certain ways with shotguns. JW does it all the time, and oh my goodness, this is such an aggressive play right now by Apex.
Apex, pure confidence here, going straight out with the aggression. He catches Guardian so low, and Kenny's there to seal the deal. That's a lovely little combo coming through, and now 5v4. NaVi having to operate at a real loss at this point. Maybe not the AWP, but still, you know, missing out on Guardian even with those rifles is a massive factor here. Now, Kill is up on that platform as well. You're going to have to clear it, surely. You wouldn't just walk through without, but
Yeah, it's unfortunate too because they bought in that second round. They got no plant, they got no frags, so they have no Molotov to clear out this corner. Kio's in such a good situation right now for this hit.
Just a little pop flash. No one pushes through just yet. Now this is the one that could catch him. Actually, the teammates flash coming through caught him off even more. So he's still yet to make the big impact play. Now, no one's really in a good position to stop this, especially now. NBK's taken away C's, which was maybe that small element that could have helped, but Kyo adjusts back, sits back, and one by one, NaVi just getting picked off here.
And this is the worst case scenario right now for NaVi. Just getting no frags this round. EnVyUs' economy will be ridiculous if they don't at least get 3 frags right now and get the bomb down.
There's such a disparity from map 1 to 2 so far, but Edward's found MBK, but there's a lot of players on this B side, but Edward doesn't care. Oh my word, 3 kills back to back. Edward with a huge performance. Flamey's found a little bit of form, suddenly igniting the fires into this round for NaVi. It's just leaving Apex alive. He's got a flash short, but no kit to speak of. He might find one en route, but these 3 players shouldn't allow him to come back in. They can set crossfires, they can peek out, but Edward is low, so they have to be a little cautious. And that's opened up a window of opportunity here now, maybe. Flamey's on 40, Edward 6. But it doesn't matter. Flamey closes down, but MVP of this round by a country mile is Edward.
What a round by Edward. That's just a huge individual play. Maybe some overcommitting by people in the B bomb site, leaving Kyo on an island up here after 2 kills go down. I would have liked to see Happy play that passive. He definitely should have turned around and got that kill and the guy dropped.
And Edward, I feel, is an unsaid name on occasion. We've seen some, some very small occasional moments really highlight how good he can be, but you really do get to see him in his individual form here if he does get to play that platform side on a regular basis. I love what he can achieve there. He's been a real consistent factor, but still, that's the first round on the board for NaVi. Kenny going to get bullied away from A long here. No one quick enough to apply the pressure to try and catch him in the heels, but still, 3-2 split coming through for NaVi.
Yeah, and I love this, what they're doing right now on NaVi. They're doing this A default. Apex started off in the connector, and they're forcing him back into the A-bomb site. They go 1-for-1 on Kenny. That's a huge trade. They may speed this up right now and hit the A-bomb site because of that.
Yeah, it's opened up a real chance here for them to actually make something of this. Apex falls back a little bit, peeks down, sees if anyone's pushed up yet, but he knows the presence is on long. He somehow gets away with his life still. Guardian not going to land that shot, not punishing him. Good flash, quick check, no one that close. Still cautious that someone's pushed through that wood side and going closer, but still, this is giving an opportunity for NaVi to get set up here. Now, Flamey not landing that shot means that Apex gets another bite of the cherry. Zeus is the one to close him down, but look at it, Happy's now waiting. He slipped through the cracks, he's got himself in a good spot. NBK almost baiting out, saying, look, just try and cross, go for it. No one's been able to cross just yet. But Kyo's holding the back, making sure no one's splitting through drop, but all 3 players for NaVi are here.
Zeus has the bomb down low right now. He could die in a very bad spot.
Somehow finds MBK though. Now this is the question, can Guardian hit the shot? He doesn't need to. Zeus is doing the heavy lifting somehow, and Cease closes down, but that was a dangerous round.
The game sense on these NaVi players right there, that's just literally just running this default so many times that they can feel out that a third guy's in the A-bomb site. They feel NBK baiting in for someone. They know something weird is going on. So Zeus slowly clears that balcony to kill NBK. And you see Guardian just walking up scoped. He knows that Happy's lurking somewhere in the A-bomb site.
I love this. And I guess it is, when you play these teams, on such a regular basis as well, you know the individual players, you know how they like to play, you know their tendencies as well. And even if it's not like an active thing you're thinking of, it's certainly in the back of their minds. But now NaVi, with a lot to work with here in comparison to Envy, of very little.
Yeah, and that all on the back of that Edward round where he killed 3 from the plateau. This shouldn't even be possible, but NaVi just finds a way to just grind people's economies to nothing.
So it takes a special player to do those sort of plays, and of course Edward can be that player. Maybe not as regularly as others on this team, but certainly the prowess, the pedigree is there. Edward again, going to find the opening kill. It's not the biggest of rounds just yet, but Envy can be dangerous and it can be costly. And they force the full rotate, and it doesn't look like they're committing straight away here.
And this is what EnVyUs is notorious for, is just stacking this B-bomb site on ecos and causing a lot of havoc and chaos when people enter.
Yeah, and Guardian's checking every single possible corner right now. He does get swung out on a little bit here, switches up to the pistol, actually gets challenged down by Happy, but here comes the split. Through drop as well. Happy says no to that. It's down to just Happy though in a 1v3. He's got 1 clip left, I think, with a CZ, and not going to get to use it. Zeus is there, but a little more costly than I can imagine NaVi would have wanted, losing out on 2, but still closing out the round, bringing it back to 3-3.
Yeah, and it's so weird because EnVyUs were so much in the driver's seat, and now it's completely swayed towards NaVi's way. The map is T-sided. They're sitting with a much higher economy right now than NaVi. or I'm sorry, than EnVyUs.
Yep.
And more importantly, Kenny doesn't have an op anymore.
Yeah, that's been ripped from his hands, and we saw how hard it was for them to get it into that first map. But a little bit of presence on long here coming out from EnVy. Going to be pushing 2 players up, 3 actually. Before it was just Kenny on the solo up here, but they've seemed to adapt to that after he got bullied off the back of it. And now NaVi taking their time, being, you know, clearly taking into account that they could be something from EnVy here, and keeping it in mind.
Yeah, and this is an exact setup that demolished NaVi in the finals of the Major.
And God, they're going to be getting flashbacks if it keeps going this way. They only pick up 1 in this 3-for-1 trade out, and it leaves them at a massive deficit. And as you said, something very similar to what we've seen before.
Yeah, and it's because NaVi's A default always runs through the A halls. It never goes through middle. When you see EnVyUs, they're constantly pinching. They're pinching from middle and halls, whereas NaVi prefers to only clear halls. And the reason why they're able to do it so successfully is because they peek it methodically and together, and they're able to trade kills, but they don't account for a third guy. They account for standard setups.
So I guess playing against the unorthodox EnVy can be very difficult, and on occasion you maybe don't expect on your everyday basis to see 3 players pushed up by a long when you leave such a kind of opening for a T-side to play. But when you know the opponent so well, I guess you can still do it. But Guardian making, I'm pretty sure he made a sound going in towards drop then, and someone's right behind him. Oh, Guardian! Dangerous as ever, and now Seas has the chance. 1v2, he's got a smoke, maybe he can cut off one in. Actually a bit of a dangerous swing out from Kyo, but he does land the shot there, and EnVy take back the round.
Yeah, another really dangerous round right there. NaVi somehow clawed their way back into it after going down 3v5.
I don't get how they can do this time again. I do know that man most of the time, but you know, it is a quick reminder. But here we go. Kenny's going to get the AWP this time. MBK with the Mag 7. You know, it's relatively, you know, normal by this point. But NaVi's kind of play towards long didn't pay off then at all. And do you think they'll go back to that? Is that something that you can maybe try and adjust on the fly, or is it not worth trying to do anymore?
Yeah, and here's another good call right now by EnVyUs. I can kind of walk you through what Happy's thinking right now. He's thinking, oh, we just shut down their A default by stacking 3 A halls. They know we're catching on to what they like to do. Let's stack the B bomb site. So there are 4 people in the B bomb site, and their only A player is playing the connector with a Colt. So they're just kind of playing to what has worked for them and going off of it completely different, thinking NaVi's going to adapt right now.
Maybe NaVi kind of keeping in mind what the response would be, maybe reading into it well themselves. A little bit of boost could come through if they fancy, but double stacking the corners, it seems. Happy and Apex both there, ready to peek out if needed, but again, NaVi just going back towards long. You know, who would guess would do it twice? It's not the smart thing to do, I guess, but if it works, it works. And the smokes are lined up. The bomb isn't here, though, and it looks like they're going to sell the fake pretty well.
Yeah, but Apex hears this. He's going to be able to cut off Flamey right now.
Oh, this could be huge as well. He knows one's there. He expected the follow-up as well, but Zeus lands the shot a little cleaner. But it's down to these 2 players as well on this B side. Whoever's on that statue has to come up with the goods here, especially Happy as well, because that alone just opens up an avenue for Zeus to go on the rotate, but Guardian gets the better of Kyo, and now suddenly B is under threat. MBK, the Mag 7, has to come up with the damage, and it just doesn't. Now Kenny in the 1v2. Guardian is covering off Cease as he gets the bomb down. See Kenny going straight on the peak there. Oh my word, that shot was outstanding. And now 1v1 Kenny, you got to go big. Oh well, Cease is going to pull it through. The swing, he got the tag, and he knows that was close, but Cease just about cutting it off.
Yeah, and it looks like he's starting to warm up. That shot, that flick was fast.
What was that?
Holy.
Oh my god, I don't know. Like I was about to do a Fiflaren and swear on the back of that one, because that deserved it, to be fair.
I almost did too.
Like, we can call it a Fiflaren for now. If something that good happens, I think we'll accept it and, you know, screw the family show. But right now, back into this one. It's a 4-4 scoreline thus far. Now, EnVy are in a bit of a predicament. They don't have that much money. They've gone for the stack out on B, but again, that bomb's building up long. It looks like NaVi are just kind of a step ahead in these mind games so far.
Yeah, and I like this. This time they're prodding out A with 1 middle first while working up the halls. They're really sniffing out to see if a stack's here. Happy sees someone working up mid, and I'm pretty sure they're probably all going to rotate towards A now.
You said that normally we don't see NaVi utilizing that sort of angle, so if they do come this way, I'm sure that maybe alarm bells start ringing, but nice adjustment from Happy, gets a good tag towards one Apex in a good spot, picks up the trade, MBK finds Edward, makes the most of what, I think it was Happy started, but now here should be the close down, and I say should because Kyo still found Zeus, and we're getting down to a 1v1 there, but NaVi just about closing that down.
Yeah, the way EnVyUs swarms, when they first sense a hit happening, like how Happy rotated out and he saw people in middle, when you see people in middle like that, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be an A hit within the next 15 seconds. And that's how I knew EnVyUs was just all about to swarm the A-bomb site. And they make things so hectic because you can't call quick enough. You're calming and it takes away people's sounds and people are just running all over the place and there's chaos and they always end up on top somehow.
4-5, NaVi in the lead at this point, but it is relatively a T-sided map and this is still a very close scoreline. NaVi's money hasn't been perfect to this point. They've been struggling on occasion to get those full buys in, and again, Edward just piling through. He's going to pick up a real clean kill towards NBK. Actually, Zeus being the first one there. And 4 players now on A completely locked out for Envy. They have to play the retake game, which just isn't going to be pretty against these rifles.
What a bummer. I think NaVi sensed that would be a buy, and they might have wasted actually a pretty nice B hit right there on an eco, because now MBK has seen it, and he'll probably communicate to Keo, be like, watch out for all these flashes that come over the wall. You can't sit here.
I guess even the small things, if they do communicate well, will decipher these sort of factors. And Envy, well, they've got 3 pieces of armor. Kenny, Happy, and Apex with those, so maybe wanting to keep those kind of in the pocket towards the next round. But Keo's only got the deagle there. If he does have to go in, he will have to. But NaVi going hunting as well as Kenny, tucked in towards the corner, hoping no one comes around peeking. But NaVi being quite cautious to a degree. Apex was looking there, and they can certainly hear the footsteps. But no one going down just yet. I had the one deagle going, but nothing to find it. But scoreline-wise, you know, this is a map we expect a lot from Envy. Is it their T-side we need to be scared of? When do they become deadly? Because normally we talk about the double AWP combo that can come through. What's their big danger factor on this map?
They're ridiculously good on both halves of Caldwell. They have an extremely strong T-side, though, to answer your question. I think it's better than their CT side just because they've brought in that slow A default that I keep referring to. And they also have very fast B hits where they've used drop and plateau.
No 3 stacked towards long this time for Envy, and a quick play coming out from NaVi. Zeus going to find Apex instantaneously, trading out with Flamey in the end. But oh my god, Kenny, you absolute animal. Edward just gets destroyed. Almost gets a follow-up, but now 3v3. You know, Kenny's hitting some wild shots here, but it doesn't secure the round. NaVi still have a shot at this, but is Happy on the site. He's waiting this out patiently. He knows they're utilizing mid more. He knows they're starting to build up this. With that little bit of a pixel to peek, and actually Guardian did, but when it's Guardian doing it, you want to move. Takes a shot towards Zeus instead, and a brilliant adjustment. Nets in the shot. Now 2v2. C-spawn Happy off. But there we go. That's the big kill. MBK going down means it's just Keo here. He's got a diffuse kit, but he's got no utility. And Guardian, he's waiting to see those little legs come walking past, and he just takes it from underneath him.
Wow, and what? I don't even know how Guardian had the game sense to not think that guy would be balcony or jumping out of balcony. He was right in the middle of the opening towards it.
Jesus, that shot,
I'm not sure if you heard that guy in connector. This guy is just, I don't even know. I don't even know how he's so good.
I don't know. You know, if you don't know, why the hell would I? Let's be honest here. Like, as great as being global in matchmaking is, I don't think I can quite decipher the genius of Guardian thus far, because no one else has. This guy is just operating on such a high level, and as you said, it's not just the aim that comes in for this guy. It is the game sense, it's the knowledge to know, and something that not many have. You know, Kenny in that round hit something unreal, but in the end it was Guardian's game sense that just shut it down. So in the end, looking back at this, Envy's money has been pretty shattered for a while now.
Yeah, and they're not really even... I guess that last round did come down to 2 players, but the round before that, so many Navi players lived. I'm pretty sure Navi is going to be buying for the rest of this half at this point, unless they lose this round.
Well, there was the kind of duo of doom there, and Apex does find Edward. So it's getting a little more costly at this point. It's 3v3. Apex has a rifle too, so not done and dusted, and Happy being patient here. Last time Guardian did catch him off in that exact same spot, so they are looking for it here, but ooh, MBK just slips through the cracks, but Zeus finds him. Stunning little adjustment again. These Navi players are starting to just operate on all cylinders, but Apex, he had a good start to this one. Notice exactly where Seized is, but Seized through the wall shuts him out. But you know, the thing is that Envy as well, they're not exactly playing badly. You know, their players are hitting good shots here.
Yeah, Old Faithful Seas just lurking around in the corner, securing the rounds.
Sounds like a Labrador about to, you know, kick it. It's like, oh, good Old Faithful Seized. You know, you're not hitting shots like Guardian or, you know, maybe Zeus or, you know, your Apex, but you're here for it. So thanks for showing up.
Photoshop, please.
Don't do this. They've got the yellow hoodies and everything. Why did I say like a retriever? Oh, God. Anyway, finally seeing those double orbs. This is what I want to see, right? This is a big thing that I love about Envy on this map. I love what they can do with it, but this was what we saw before. They almost wasted, I guess.
Here it is.
And now Keo knows. He's like, okay, well, Edward's already snuck through exactly the same as last time, but this time Guardian's going to find Happy, but it's not done now. Look at this, 4 players standing. They're fully aware of what's coming their way. Flash actually through drop will catch NBK out, but there we go. Trades out in their favor, and Envy shut it down. Yeah, and I love the concept behind what NaVi ran just now. It all came down to basically if Edward could frag the guy that was playing drop. And what they want to do is take the fight first to the guy that doesn't like taking the fight first. Typically, Keo would have that first fight as people run out on the plateau. They want to take the fight to the guy that's supporting Keo by blinding Keo and pushing that guy while he's unaware. Somehow, I think it was Happy, maybe it was NBK, got that frag on Edward. Yeah, one of the two, both in a relatively similar spot, but considering how kind of flexibly Happy plays in this, he's been pretty much dedicated towards A. Once he gets the AWP, swings over towards B. On occasion, it's been quite brilliant to see, but NaVi running something a little different this time. Yeah, and Guardian runs right up to the middle doors. No smoke. Recognizes that there could be an AWP connector, runs away and goes halls. There was an AWP connector. This guy. Dangerous, I guess. You know, when it works, it looks ingenious. Yeah. If it doesn't, you're just left scratching your heads going, why would he do that? But still, Kenny is going to be holding this angle, and nice sort of timing on the flash there and swing out from Zeus, and I think that was Edward as well. But in the meantime, look at Apex, look at Kenny, they're both going low. Nice work from Kenny, though, to find Edward on the push through there. Guardian's found his kind of teammate, and he knew that coming up those stairs was Guardian, but the timing was on his side. And again, rinse and repeat, these kills are coming in for NaVi, and sadly for Envy, they're just being overrun by this. Happy left in this 1v4. This switch up from NaVi really paying off. Yeah, NaVi's A default. Every single time that EnVyUs hasn't had 3 players there, NaVi's just running over these A players. Just slowly breaking down A, just flashing over that corner, the same one Kenny was just peeking. Edward bunny hops in, just baiting. Exactly like how I said EnVyUs enters when they do defaults. The methods they use is the first guy is just jumping around corners, basically, just trying to make people miss. And even though Kenny didn't miss Edward, he required so much concentration and patience from Kenny that a trade was able to form before he could even get out. Well, it reminds me of what we used to see back on like Inferno, especially for me with Envy, was Apex, and Kenny used to do this towards CT Archers. Kind of Apex baits himself into it, Kenny gets the shot, but now seeing what it can achieve back to it, you can see the impact now again. No one stacking out long means there's a real issue here. Zeus is caught off Apex, and this time Kenny wasn't even that close by. Now, Seas hears this. Seas wants to make out Kenny. Jesus. Oh Sean. My God. Sean, what have you done? What have you done, Sean? Stop it. You're making fan fiction. What is going on right now? You're making fan fiction happen. You're wanting Photoshop to happen. You know, no mo, no win. Oh, God. All right, I need to focus up here because this has gone weird. And we're left in a 3v3 somehow. I can't focus. You do some play-by-play. You know, Moses can do it, so... I don't even know what's happening right now. I'm gone, guys. I'm absolutely gone. All right, Edward and Flamey, hopefully they know what's going on, because they definitely don't. The bomb's in enemy territory if I've ever seen it. It's kind of surrounded by the Frenchmen, and Kenny's going to shut down one avenue, and now the last man standing is Flamey, who's caught. So, to end on such a beautiful note there, of people wanting to make out with each other. Now, kid. I wish you could see what you're doing. I know what I... Sean. What happens to you? What happens to you? The things we were trying so hard, you know, the threat of Scoots kept you in line for like a map and a half, and now you just shit the bed. You know, I've been saying the whole time, I'm going to embrace the hell. Joe Miller said it once, so I'm allowed to. That's how it works. I'm just going to leave a real moment of silence for Sean Garris's reputation. All right, so bring it back on. What do we make of this scoreline so far? Because, you know, this is Envy's map. This is very much a lock-in for them. This is a favorable map choice. Now, NaVi started to build some momentum there towards the end. Very, very, very powerful momentum. Outdoing Envy. Yeah, this is standard scoreline right now. I think it would help EnVyUs tons if they got the pistol. Obviously, that would have make them win both pistols this match, so they should be heavy favorites at that point. But then they still need to win the first gun to keep up that momentum. So EnVyUs definitely needs to come out on top in one of those two, whether it be pistol or first gun. All right, Envy, here's your first test. Then on the T side now, of course, I'll be on the CT side. And we will be seeing Techline for Happy. NBK just with the armor. Keo with the armor and the utility towards Kenny and Apex. So Edward's going to be the man kind of on the forefront of this 3-2 split. 3 coming his way. Just for Spatch to 1. Gets down a second.
Shot.
Really nice work from Edward there. Now Flamey has to kind of do the same, and he does. He comes up with the goods. Now it's just 2 men standing for Envy, but one of them is happy. He's still got that Tech 9, but on the rotate is seized. But can he get there in time? He's got to have heard Happy then. And now Happy's exactly just heard him. I heard Happy shouting. He's got to be a drop there, and there we go. Happy closes down, and that's the first tick, I guess, in the box of the one of 2 things they could do. Yeah,
and Edward started off that round so well, hitting these 2 shots. He really stood up there like a boss. He felt 3 people rushing him, and he just held his ground.
I swear to God, watching, you know, when you look at your Forests or your Edwards on these pistols, they are so deadly, it's ridiculous. But Envy doing the dirty buy up here, full SMG and then a scout on MBK. It's pretty gross, but the 4 nades coming out for Navi.
Yeah, it's really weird, actually. T-side Cobble is one of those maps where Kenny will not buy the scout. He'll actually give it to NBK, and he'll switch spots with NBK and end up doing the A-Hulls default. Only on their anti-cos, though. It's very weird how they switch roles on these rounds.
Yeah, of course, everyone knows MBK for being that kind of advocate of the scout, or maybe, I guess, the abuser of the scout before it kind of got a little fix on the hitboxes, whichever one want to look at it. But it's interesting to see, you know, dedicated players even switching up in small rounds. It is very, very curious because, you know, players become so dedicated to those one spots, but still. Guardian going to find some information out here that no one's really pushing up towards B at this point, and to be fair though, Navi didn't really have anyone at this, you know, position, but the nades are going to come in and it will do some damage there, but not enough to write home about. Now, problem being, Navi are pretty much locked out here.
Yeah, Navi actually opted to save this round. I think they feel
the boost. Boosting all over.
The complete no respect play.
It's brilliant to see. I like it. I like confidence. I like these kind of scruffy plays. And EnVy are certainly one of the kings of that. I guess it's the polar opposites, right? You either like it or you don't. And, you know, if you don't, you've got your Navis. If you like it, you've got your EnVys. And right now, EnVy are making it work. So Guardian, last man alive with the deal. Going to try and run away.
Yeah, and I like how EnVyUs uses their anti-ecos on certain maps. They didn't do it on Dust 2. And what I'm trying to convey is they move very slow on their gun rounds, so if they move extremely fast-paced on their anti-ecos, they can create the illusion that they're still that fast-paced team and cause teams to use nades in ways that they shouldn't. And I think that's kind of the vibe that they're trying to portray right now to Navi, is that they're going to show them no respect all half, but they're probably actually going to run a slow default first gun round. Actually, I might take that back, because when they have a lot of money, they tend to disrespect people.
It's EnVy. It's hard to get anything logical with them, but it always kind of works, which is an impressive part. But we're going to go for the swing on this one, I can imagine. He's actually got a good lineup. He is looking for this and gets the tag, but not going to follow it. Nade skill. Oh, wow, 1 HP on Kenny right now.
Did you see Kenny holding that MAC-10? I'm pretty sure he has the Compton hat on, because he was literally holding it sideways.
Was the bug, wasn't
he was
it?
He was side-arming it.
She's the Julies now. If someone else dies, just picks up both and goes to town. But Flame is the only one man standing. I think he was going to find him. Nice clean stuff from EnVy coming into the second half. They're bringing that scoreline really nicely back. And this is what you said. You know, these guys do have a good CT side, but their T side is just as deadly here, and already going to even up the score.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to see right now if Apex upgrades from that MAC-10. He's not going to do it.
I expect this from MBK, not you, Apex.
Yeah. The reason being is because he knows that on this first gun round, after winning pistol, a lot of times CTs won't have head armor because they're typically fighting only AKs. But EnVyUs is starting to do this thing where they keep their SMGs no matter what if they win T-pistol.
Yeah, we have seen it become more and more prevalent, especially with EnVy. They are kind of one of these teams that will run with this sort of style. And to be fair, Guardian could have got caught out then. He pushed forward. Edward as well, not with head armor, and Flamey. So all of these options are available, but they have pushed up on long. And
Guardian has no idea there's a guy at Wood right now.
No, he doesn't. And that's going to be, I think that's Apex who snuck through. And actually, C's is still checking it. Wow. And Guardian got it.
What? Hubba?
To be fair, I think that was Kenny just shouting AVP, and I'm curious to see if they expect him on this angle, just leaping up and down. It's like, where are you? But now Keo's going walking up. There's 3 players with EnVy, and they're kind of being herded from corner to pillar to post, and C's just with the absolute smackdown. 2 big kills coming through. It's only Q in a 1v4 and a little low early on, but a really nice shutdown in the end coming out from NaVi.
And that was a much needed first gun round for NaVi. They keep their money very strong, only have 1 death the entire round. I have no idea how Guardian knew there would be a guy in that left corner.
I guess you could always call it, there could have been some, but it was literally a look away for maybe like 2 or 3 seconds.
Maybe
like,
it was the person that he killed Halls wasn't Apex, so he knew that Apex being the entry fragger would have been out somewhere.
I guess, because actually, to be fair, the one thing about EnVy is they do play to quite a strict regime with Apex being first. Like, whether it's, you know, it doesn't matter where it is on the map, he is generally the first guy in. So, I guess, but then again, this is instant game sense that's coming through from these guys. That is a big call to make, and Guardian, true to trend, would have had that fight with Apex if he stuck it out long, but already backing away, and now he's going to be going, okay, well, you're going to put that molly down, you're going to try and get some presence? Okay, I'm going to come back here, I might check this out, but he's solo playing up on this. No one's really supporting him, and he does make it away. Oof,
They're playing with fire over in those angles right now.
Like, come on, guys, don't do this to me. Don't give Guardian a chance on this one. Here we go, he's going to get the peek out. That's meant to be a shoulder peek to bait. You're not meant to land that, Guardian. I don't know if I'm meant to, you know that or not. And about to almost molly out his own teammate there. C's just going to move forward, but he's in the right place again. But his teammate has his back, but Guardian doesn't need it. He's doing it all by himself by this point. He gets some support from C's in the end, but here we go. The shutdown comes out from Zeus, and you can hear him getting rowdy in this. They know they're doing well. If they're starting to pick up these rounds on EnVy, this is perfect, and there's the pause.
This guy is playing some of the best CS I've ever seen in the past couple of events. He's just on top of everything. He's just moving around so fluid around the map, just avoiding people, using his grenades, catching people off guard, because he takes a shot, like he was in halls, and then he ran all the way to connector and killed NBK jiggle peeking connector. Not only was that shot insane, but the fact that he moved that far across the map in such a short span of time probably made NBK question the call he heard from one of the A-Halls players.
Because you don't expect someone to adjust that much. You look back to how Kenny was playing it, even he got pushed off the initial peak towards long, even by the stairwell, he'd fall back to kind of the last piece on long there, and then slowly fall back, maybe towards site, maybe a little further, but Guardian straight away. And the thing is, I don't know if this guy does it because he knows maybe EnVy that well, like he knows the players in EnVy, or if it's just general game sense, because that's just as terrifying. You know, both options are scary. It's like, does he do that much homework? Or does he just naturally know it by now?
No, he just naturally knows the rotations and flow of the game. I would love to sit down and pick Guardian's brain, because I feel like, based on what I see in game, that he has potential to be one of the best in-game leaders in the world. I don't know if he's calling all the strats right now and Starks is kind of helping out with him, or this. He has so much game sense for where the rotations are on default and where the next kill is going to come from, that I know he could lead a team. Well,
this is the thing, right? Normally a player with that much game sense or that much kind of knowledge towards it and the understanding of the flow or the ebb and flow of CS generally is an in-game leader. That is what you generally have, and then they kind of sit back on the aim, they sit back on everything else, because they have to put so much in to leading other people, to creating that flow. But then, if he's able to do both at any sort of capability, this guy is so hard to handle, because there are phenomenal in-game leaders that people maybe don't realize how much they understand of the opponents, because you don't see it that much. You do because you've had to do it. But then, you know, seeing the combination in one player is goddamn deadly, let's be really honest here.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a lot better than Guardian, so...
Oh, Sean, that's cute.
Whoa,
I'm just saying, look, you took the hit on the scoreboard. I always, you know, tried to help you out on that. I was nice, Sean, you know. I was like, but he's the in-game leader, guys. Don't be mean. He's got great hair. You know, silver lining. You got to find it somewhere, right? I'm kidding. You know, at the end of it, you were doing wonderfully. Don't worry. Anyway, this round. I'm sorry, Sean. Don't hate me. Look, other play-by-play casters are way nicer than me. Don't worry.
What if I just had a mental breakdown right now?
Oh, please. You've had to deal with the rest of Cloud9. I am like, you know, the nicest person right now. Don't even try it. EnVy going to throw everything they have towards this B site, and, well, that's not gone really very perfectly. It's up there. Okay, that got a little dangerous, but brought back down. So, they did the timeout. They went into a little bit of a force-up, hit the B site. Now it's back to really the hard work here.
Yeah, and NaVi has built an economy over the last few rounds now. EnVyUs is going to have to string together 2 rounds, which right now might be very difficult for them. They invested in quite a lot of smoke grenades this round. We might be seeing a late B hit. But nope, they're going back to their bread and butter, this A default.
Well, we know who's been hampering that the whole time, but there we go. That's a different start here. Happy takes down Guardian. The big players making a lot of difference is finally removed. Now it should be EnVy's time to shine, but Zeus says no. Trading it out, though, EnVy keep the advantage, but still, the slow play towards A is still building, still brewing. We've got 3 players around this. And C's is there. Another player who's had a good run through this tournament.
And I think C's is about to sense that they're going B. He's starting to feel it out. He's making a play towards the mid door, and he's going to start flanking soon.
Okay, so there's 3 players alive, Seized, Zeus, and Edward. Now, Edward's found Keo there. Now, Edward's the man still holding on to this. He's going to spot out Apex on the rotate. Great stuff from Seized. Now, Edward's surely going to be going, okay, they've got to be coming one way. He's backing off. He's going to try and buy the time. He could be pushed through that smoke, but he makes it towards Chicken Coop. A dangerous play from him. But Zeus is now there. So Zeus knows they haven't pushed out, but NBK still finds Edward. Now, Zeus has to be careful of this cross. Smokes come in, he's flashed up, but he finds NBK, the bomb's loose. Now EnVy are going to have to kind of scrape them together. It's Kenny S, the perfect flash comes out, he finds Zeus, but will he expect Seized? No, he doesn't, and Seized is there in time. And again, NaVi, perfect play, perfect positioning, and they deal with EnVy well.
Yeah, and Zeus is actually playing lights out this entire map. I kind of taking it away and giving it to Guardian, but he has had tons of impact frags this match.
Yes.
Those 20 frags are not all eco frags by any means. Those are huge kills that are literally propelling NaVi towards this victory right now.
And Zeus has, you said it before, he's sometimes one of the more underrated players who don't get the recognition he deserves. And it does go underrated because it's not these big flashy kills, but they're consistent, important kills that come through for him. And well, it's put NaVi on 13-9, so it's really working out considering this is the map that EnVy should be winning on. You know, you look at Dust, you're like, okay, it is what it is. This is, however, a different ordeal. Now, here we go, Zeus again. A man that we've been talking about quite a bit here. Going to be under pressure, and quite a lot of it soon. Deals with Apex straight away. Now, he expects more, but will he expect Happy to be on the drop? Don't think so. And now he turns back into it. Nice stuff again from Zeus. This is what we talk about.
You hear them yelling. They know the victory is close now. EnVyUs' money is looking horrible. They're going to keep having to have these Tech 9 buys at this point where they have a couple Tech 9s and 3 AKs, or 1 CZ, 1 Tech 9, 3 AKs. Yep. And they don't have a lot they can do with this kind of buy. They can't do their normal things that they like doing.
Okay, and EnVy need to find a difference here. They have to find something. Now, Guardian's going to go for the play on towards long. Now, Apex Happy and NBK, nice stuff from Apex. He was being a big factor in the first map. Not quite as big in this one, but still. Cease is going to pick up the slack, though. He's going to be right on that corner edge, just spraying, and he's got bullets for days, and he's using them. But Apex again, second kill comes through. Zeus now, straight into it, like lambs to the slaughter at the moment, but he at least takes down Apex.
Yeah, and that's a really quick rotation by Zeus. 2 people die in the A halls, and somehow the rotator from B is already in the A halls by the time that hit happens. And I kind of think Happy should be taking advantage of this and getting in drop, because Zeus is leaving it. Whenever there's a presence in the A-hole, Zeus is leaving the drop, which is basically leaving it open for Happy to lurk. But he's not taking that advantage right now.
I'm not sure if he just doesn't realize it or just a little bit hesitant to do so, because actually they're all going back around towards A. 4 players here now. And I'm not sure what they're going to build from this. They're still going to have to get past the man himself. Zeus, who we've been talking so much about, adjusts well, flashes out. Spots one on the push, Keo goes down, Zeus can't get the follow-up, but by now, you're going to have Flamey here. Flamey's going to shut down at least Happy. He knows there's a second, but NBK finally puts out that fire. Now a 1v2. Will they expect the position from Edward?
What a good flank he's on right now.
And methodically takes down Kenny. He knows the last player just put that bomb down. He knows it's NBK. He spots him out. He gets the tag. NBK has to go wild here. And Edward's got so much to work with. He's got the kit, he's got the flash, but NBK playing in that smoke, dancing around it. Edward peering up. Time's running out, bearing in mind. He needs to make this move and fast. He's closing down. He's trying to work out exactly where he can be. He doesn't expect the corner. Great stuff from NBK. Just about keeping EnVy with a little bit of swing here, pulling up to 10 rounds to 14. But again, close stuff.
And this right here is the round of the match. If EnVyUs falls this round, they're going to be looking at a 1-5 buy, or if they plant, not much better. But NaVi is on a full buy here, and if they lose, they'll have a broken economy also. So this is a huge round for both teams right now.
And we're seeing once again this kind of full play stack towards B to start off with from NaVi, and then they'll eventually kind of push on back over to support. But Cease this time being the player on A. So Guardian's going to take himself towards B. Is EnVy doing kind of the slow approach again?
Yeah, and yet again, EnVyUs sends 3 people over towards A for this default, but I think they're going to opt to fall back here and go with a B hit.
Oh, but look at Zeus.
Because typically, NBK would be working towards those holes.
What on earth? Zeus, in such an important round, just boosts up there, finds Happy. Now, last time Happy took down Guardian doing that, but I guess you don't expect someone to do it in such an integral round. You know, it's a ballsy play again from the Na'Vi boys. And it pays off, but they have no utility left by this point. Really, a couple of flashes of Molly and BK making the big frags here. Zeus goes down, keeps it still available. Now here it comes. It's going to be Edward and Guardian on this side. They have to be the linchpins here as Envy are starting to pour in. 2 by drop, 2 by plat, and there we go. Edward's removed. It's down to Guardian, but here we go. Lovely play from Envy. Kenny's taken control, and they've got the site down. Bombs going to be planted, and these 2 players from Na'Vi are locked out.
What a split right there by EnVyUs. That kill from NBK and drop. To take that peek and get that frag is huge. Without that frag, this round never happens. That guy's drop still there. Guardian's fearless in holding plateau area, picks them apart. Instead, NBK gets that kill. Guardian feels pressured to hold drop. He can't hold plateau. The guy plateau gets singled out from drop, and the chain of events kind of fall.
And as you said, you know, Zeus was the start of all of that, and when one single player can open up so much, just be able to take him down literally can change an entire round, and that is exactly what's happened. Now, Seized and Flamey are going to keep hold of these rifles, no one close by, and Envy going to do the same. 4 of them going to keep hold of these rifles as well, and with such fragile economies at the moment, they kind of need to be doing it. Look at it, as you said, Na'Vis will be broken relatively badly after this as well. Now they're down to a pretty low number on this one, but the other side, Envy have a little bit to play with.
Yeah, and EnVyUs has now put themselves in a position where they have full buys for the rest of the match. Because if they lose once, then they're going to full buy, and if they lose again, then the match is over. So exactly. They will have full buys for the entire rest of this match.
So, 1 round, big difference. MBK, well, the last 2 rounds he's been doing the work, let's be honest here, but C's going to be the one up on that platform. Flash comes in, he doesn't turn up, but he's still alive. No one's checked this. Kenny's just going to come bounding through. Oh my god, Flamey and C's doing everything. That's 4 kills just of not checking corners and being almost careless on the push out. Then the Flash even caught him. But now Happy has to go hero mode. He's got 3 players to find, 1 minute and 7 seconds. Now, bomb's not in his hands, but these guys are split up. Can he take a 1-to-1 fight? Yes. C's goes down. They quickly try and pounce off the back of it, but no one's there fast enough. These 2 remaining players only have pistols.
No armor either, so aim punch is a huge factor right now.
Now, I think Happy just may have got spotted by Zeus on the push route through drop, then he might have caught a glimpse. 44 seconds. And they're doing the dance right now. Happy just one piece by piece. What? That was a CZ?
Oh my goodness. And you really have to question EnVyUs' decision to go into the B-bomb site right there. They took out everyone in the prior round besides the A players. Generally, the guns go towards B early round, rotate towards A. It's the 1 round they choose not to do a slow default, and they fall into the trap.
I don't know what to make of this now. 11-15, Na'Vi on the verge of getting themselves in the finals here, making it through to tomorrow, and Envy a couple of rounds from going home at this point. Apex can at least find Guardian. That's the start they'd have been wanting for quite some time. That means maybe Happy can get himself the AWP if they're willing enough and brave enough to go for it. Don't think they are at this point, as already Edward's up on platform, and Envy need to be working this one absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, it looks like EnVyUs is going to go with a full-out B hit now. Knowing that Zeus probably rotated back towards the A bomb site, EnVyUs is constantly hitting A. They're going to counter that by going heavy in the plateau area again, thinking that Na'Vi will expect them to not do this again.
Okay, Edward backs off, and now they're going to hear it. They're going to see this coming. Flamey's going to be the man with it all to do. Great little lineup. The molly comes in. The shot to follow. Q goes down, and piece by piece, Flamey is sealing the deal here, but Happy keeping this one together. 2v1 Zeus. He's going for this. He wants it. Getting towards drop. He knows wants to be close. He heard that flash go off. He's got to expect someone to be close, but he heard the shot from sight as well. I don't know how much he can find from this one, Zeus. He's got 1 by the door, and I think this is but done. 1 HP, it's time to back away. He did have the kid there, but no chance to get the round in the bag, and somehow, pretty much the 2 players who really made it to drop made the big difference. Everyone else got picked up by Flamey then. Yeah,
Guardian has really been shut out by EnVyUs last several rounds, ever since I started praising him. I feel like I jinxed him.
Yep,
but yeah, he's just getting picked off in these really weird situations where he's not even getting a shot off. And honestly, I think that they were doing a great job just allowing EnVyUs' strats to unfold and come to them. And I think that Guardian should just stop trying to aggress and push the issue and just allow EnVyUs to come to him.
Well, let's be honest, I think, was it Apex who picked him up before, pushing right down by middle as well, just kind of giving these opportunities over. But he now has an AWP, and they've got a couple of pistols. I don't want to put it past them, to be fair. I've seen stranger things happen even in this game. So 15 to 12, you know, let's be honest here, EnVyUs should win this round relatively comfortably. They have a couple of mollies to put into play. They shouldn't be caught up by people sitting in corners at this point. But then again, you know, NaVi have been picking up a couple of weapons here and there, even in these rounds. But still, it's a cautious approach coming out from EnVy. They don't want to risk anything, and you can't blame them. They're one round away from going out of this tournament. Guardian's going to start it off. There's Keo down. That's not a recoverable rifle at this point, but it does mean a good start here, and it has indicated, well, maybe they're coming this way, but Zeus should be overwhelmed at this point. Yeah,
and EnVyUs, knowing Guardian typically rotates away when he gets a kill, comes back to the B-bomb site instantly.
And this is nice. Apex with the big kills. Zeus and Flamey go down. They've got to know Guardian's still here somewhere, and he can't land the shot. Overwhelmed, outnumbered, and outmatched. Envy close it down on the site now. Edward and Seized are a little far away at this point. Try and get their hands on that rifle, and can't do much with it. Seized has got one for himself, and I think it's time once again to run away.
Yeah, NaVi might actually want to save one more round, but unfortunately if they save one more round, they're looking at playing for the tie, or winning 16-14, so.
Oh, we've got the pause coming in as well. This is a discussion I wish I could understand. If I could speak any language that would come close to understanding them, I'd love to hear what they would discuss coming into these rounds, if I'm honest, because this is going to be a big discussion for NaVi. And here we go. These, you know, 13 to 15. What are their options here, Sean? You know, looking at their economy, what can they really do with this, and what do you think would be the best option for them?
Yeah, they definitely have to save here. They have no choice. They're gonna have to let EnVyUs get 14 rounds and play for the final round of the match. This is not what they thought would happen for sure when they had that 14th round halfway through the second half.
Yeah.
But EnVyUs bounced back, and they won a couple very low buys with some great entries, just taking Guardian's head off before he could even react. And they're trying to figure out what they can do to get Guardian a kill, I'm sure. It looks like he was pretty successful taking that B plateau area just now in that E round. He might suggest that he wants to do that on the last round. Or they could just opt to play super far back and use grenades to basically push EnVyUs' default back at A. Because EnVyUs keeps running this A default time and time again. And if NaVi can slow it down... Oh, NaVi actually bought right now. Oh my goodness.
Wow, okay. This isn't NaVi style.
This is pretty crazy, actually. I don't know if I'm too big of a fan of this buy because it doesn't allow Guardian to get an AWP, but it's not so bad of a buy, honestly. When they have rifles on 4 players.
It's ballsy, I'll give them that, you know, and
yeah.
I guess they... Guys, this is dangerous, alright, so don't get me wrong.
I mean, they have 5 smokes, so that gives you the inkling that they want to play passive. But with this kind of buy, you almost want to play aggressive somewhere. So I'm confused as to what they're going to want to do here.
Well, we're going to find out real soon. We're about to go back into the game, ladies and gents. Let's not miss a second of this one because it is going to be absolutely wild. NaVi have gone back in on the buy. You can see it yourselves here, guys. Edward's going to hop himself, I can imagine, into position here. Just sit down. Buy platform with that Mag 7, and they're kind of playing like default right now. They're not really doing too much crazy work here. 2 pushed up by Long, nothing too far though. Zeus by drop, and a 3-2 split.
Yeah, and they're just going to double up towards the end of A halls, knowing that EnVyUs likes to take control of that area of the map early in their rounds. They're trying to take the fights pretty aggressively, and being able to over-rotate, I guess, towards the site that EnVyUs wants to hit is their goal.
We'll find out pretty soon. They've just about withered away all of their utility now, down to 1 flash, and that's on Guardian. Nothing else. Seized, sitting in for almost a one-and-done spot here, but
No, this is actually a very good spot. I'm not sure if the observer. I'm not sure if the observer has on high shadows, but you can see the shadows as they round the corner. It's a very strong spot to hold.
Okay, so there we go. Maybe an option there for them, but Edward's going to be the man to make pretty much first contact at this point. You can hear him all pouring past. Here we go. Kenny gets tagged. Zeus gets the kill. And oh my god, here we go. NBK and Kio's kept this one alive. So now 3v3. Guardian, Seized, and Zeus. And Apex in the perfect lurking position if he peers through there. And it's going to be taken out by Zeus, though. Okay, falls. It's down to 2 here. Apex and Kio having to hold this one together. Kio's found Zeus, but Guardian, can he make it round? He spots out one. He knows Kio's closer. He's got to know. He's dancing with danger here, and they shut it down. My god, EnVy in such an important round. Close it out.
What a shot right there by Kio. That is a game-saving headshot he just hit. Holy cow, in that 3 versus 2 to kill that guy.
I don't know what to make of this game. I really don't. It's absolutely terrifying to watch these two play on occasion. Now, we ride this round out, but it's certainly not over. It's 14-15. NaVi still have, you know, 1 round advantage at this point, of course, and we would be going into overtime if they don't get this one. But still, this is scary, scary stuff here, and maybe they thought it was worth the risk. Just try and close it out in regular. But Guardian's gone and got Apex down. Oh my god, and he actually get what? Oh, Guardian, you absolutely cheeky, cheeky man, you. Somehow switches in and out. Checks out what was on long. Nothing there. Now, Zeus is holding drop still. Bomb isn't over by the B halls where it was before, but this time Zeus is still looking for this thing in case Happy maybe wants to peek down. But this is still terrifyingly close.
Yeah, and Edward again playing that spot behind the box on the plateau. I'm kind of afraid for him that EnVyUs is going to feel it out this time.
Yeah, Kio was checking for it then, and I think he just about backed away. He does at least come back in for more. Now, Kio's going to be challenged down, but they're all coming through this way. I don't know if there's anyone by drop just yet. They're going to be able to focus these guys down, but Kio's going to have a free shot of this. Edward can't get the shot, but Flamey does. Now, Flamey's right in on the side here. He's going to get another. It's down to a 2v2. Guardian and Flamey up against Happy and MBK, but MBK having to go big once again, leaving Guardian. The last man alive bomb is not planted. 25 seconds. Guardian's got the crosshair. But they've got, both of them have rifles, they've both got AKs. And oh, we are going to overtime. 15-15, MBK just about closes it down. And how many of these moments do you have to thank towards MBK as well for being such a big player?
Holy cow, every round is just so close. These tiny little engagements where the EnVyUs members come out on top with low HP and basically get the numbers because of that, and then end up in a situation where they double team the last guy. NaVi is just... They're probably a little bit frustrated. I can definitely understand where they're coming from, but they're really not doing much wrong when it comes to their full gun rounds. I think Guardian got a little bit too aggressive once they hit 14-15 rounds, and it allowed EnVyUs to come back in the map because he is such a key player in holding their A bomb site. And basically, by him sacrificing himself, I saw him get picked at the end of A halls once in middle, and then once boosted drop. He was trying different looks, and he was literally moving across the entire map. And that is a very good thing to do with your op group. But also, when you're facing lower buys, it's really smart to play back because they typically don't have the utilities necessary to take the A bomb site.
Yeah.
And Tech9's roaming across that massive field heading towards the A site isn't something that really scares you as a CT.
Okay, we're a couple of seconds away from getting this one back underway here. But just to give you guys a recap as well, Zeus has been the man at the very tip top of that scoreboard for the NaVi boys, and on the other side it has been Apex, but Kenny not too far behind as well, and all of them starting to play well actually for EnVyUs. No one really having that very quiet game, but still, this is overtime we're coming into, and I don't know what to make of this on full buys, because we've seen a lot from EnVy on the lower buys, making the most of them, be able to catch out Guardian, punish him for that. Then we saw maybe the more standard rounds from EnVy. NaVi were actually doing quite well against it. But then again, you know, it completely just kind of digresses from that point. Now, we've seen a full game from both these teams on this match. What? Okay, are you still with... Wow, stop throwing your stuff around. God, you can't even give you a mouse. Like, did you guys hear that? That is literally Sean unable to hold a mouse right now.
Just hit a mouse into the monitor.
Just throwing around.
Can't wait.
Okay, who are you backing on this one? NaVi or EnVy and OT?
I think I'm almost siding towards EnVyUs at this point. It seems like they may have solved NaVi's defense. They had tons of eco rounds when they were CT. NaVi was constantly breaking their money, and it won't be like that in overtime. So I'm a little bit leaning towards EnVyUs, even though at the start of the match I was towards NaVi.
All right, you're in the EnVy camp at this point.
I'm flip-flopping.
You are, but I'm gonna keep you telling me. I'm gonna write down my awkward little notepad here. Go EnVy, Sean, and then I'm doing like NaVi because Guardian carries. There we go. Let's see though. He's gonna have Kenny right away. Oh, the step out Guardian down so low. Expects the follow-up. Brilliant predictive play there, but the nade's gonna cut him down. So the 1-for-1 trade out, I'm not sure if that's quite worth it just yet. That bomb's not going to commit anywhere now. Edward's going to go on a recovery mission. Possibly no. Doesn't want to pick it up. Sitting in that box spot, maybe just saying, I'm just going to do this. Surely not. And no one else follows. Now the alarm bells are going to ring, and Seized has to stop it.
Yeah, and here's EnVyUs' A-hit coming off.
Oh, but no one checked for him there. EnVy just walked straight out. Maybe Zeus was keeping their attention busy now. Apex found one, Apex found two, but Apex has to find two more, and the bomb's in a really bad spot here. Flame is going to have the chance to actually move out of this if he wanted to. It doesn't. I'm wondering where he wants to take this now, Apex. You've got 30 seconds. And both these could be 1v1s to a degree. Edward's always going to be on that flank.
He could actually take this into the connector.
Oh, Apex, don't do that. No.
It's like a horror movie.
It is just like, just don't. There we go. Okay, so he's safe to a degree. Now he just has to deal with the two NaVi players peeking him on the site. 10 seconds now, and Edward's going to be on one flank, and it's going to be Flaming on the other, and Edward shuts it down. That was a little bit, I don't know, a unique round coming through. Guardian got the first, and then it all kind of fell into the hands of Seized there.
Yeah, Guardian manning up after he gets legged, just taking a fight versus an AK, winning the battle, eating the nade, maybe hoping that Kenny would re-peek. And then you see Happy walk through a smoke, you see EnVyUs not clear that right corner. Just a little bit of weird mistakes compared to what you saw from EnVyUs the previous maybe 10 rounds.
Yeah, it is a little strange, the difference that just going into overtime can make. Just, as you said, the small pieces not quite playing out the way they should, but this is what it means to these guys. They have to turn up right now.
Mid-plow, love this strat.
Is this getting you all happy? Here we go, let's see. Well, that's one way to start it. Seas just gets swept aside. Apex just on the brute force play here, and no one else is on A for NaVi. These counter flashes are just about the only thing holding back the EnVy side. Zeus has somehow swung out there. Kenny found Flamey back and forward we go, but EnVy on the cross. Great little duo from Kyo and MBK. It's down to Guardian to stop him getting towards the side, but he adjusts. He expects the push, but he can't get the shot off in time. And now just Edward alive, and they've got to start expecting this by now.
Yeah, and I think Happy actually stayed back. And yeah, I see him close to the middle right now, and Edward's right on the other side.
Good prediction from Happy. He knows. He might tell his guys to keep your eyes on long just in case he snuck past.
Poor table. I think Apex must have heard Seized slam the table. Basically, you guys might not be able to read it, but Apex said poor table in MM1, and Seized just did a little bit of a sad face.
I did hear this, and I was like, why would Apex sound like, oh wait, that was Seized? To be fair, I'd be pretty mad if someone just rushes mid and just pretty much smashes you down, but it is what it is, and we've got a weird bye, because Flamey's got an auto-sniper, Zeus has a FAMAS, and we're just going back into it. Why not 16-16? It's all even tied up here. We could be going into the third map, or it's over in two. In just a couple of rounds, we'll find out. But on the other side, with first time, on the T side at least, I think we saw it coming out, was Happy and Kenny actually both AWPing at this point. They did bring it on the CT side. Trying to throw my mind back to see if they had the opportunity to do so. I don't think they did, but Edward, the aggressive swing out, you can see the bait just about escapes with his life, but the deadly duo, again, Edward is playing such a dangerous game.
Though.
It's sexy as hell, I'm not gonna lie.
Looked so smooth, hitting all the B-ups.
To be fair, I do remember watching him in warm-up, even in the majors. He does just practice this over and over and over. He literally just runs the same spot and does it, even just before a game starts. It's absolutely brilliant to see him do it.
Well, it's funny because he's mastered it through a smoke, because typically T's smoke that off, so he can actually do it when everything is smoked off. He's just memorized the movements.
Oh, but this could be a problem. Now, they found Apex. Now, I'm wondering if that's going to kind of signal them, okay, maybe they're trying to do this hit towards A, but what?
I think Kenny is probably calling that they come back to middle right now, and sure enough, yeah, the bomb's coming up middle. Kenny has full control out the halls.
They just rotated a player off the site. Now he's going to adjust out around. That's Guardian who's now burning alive. The Molly's going to just pin him in. It's down to Seized. Seized has to be the linchpin on this side to stop this round going in towards NaVi's hands. Nice little dome towards Kyo, but couldn't follow it up. Now Flamey and Edward, once again, in these kind of dire straits against 3. Now Happy and Kenny both have orb, so a little bit curious, but they can hold the angle down pretty darn well here. And Edward's going to be the man stepping in, but Flamey picking up the auto sniper from NBK. Now, here we go. Kenny shuts him down. But would Edward expect them to be in these spots? Nice little swing out. Didn't, I guess, hear him there. And Kenny with the shutdown, bringing it back. All square, all even.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward last round there for NaVi. Kind of getting caught in weird positions. Good half, though, by EnVyUs. Honestly, they adapted very well. I liked that they brought out a mid-rush, something that NaVi hadn't seen the entire match. They were not ready for that at all because every hit EnVyUs did on the A-bomb side up until then was a super slow hit. They were able to rotate people into the site. Recognizing this, Envy just plows up middle. And it's something that they used to do a lot, actually, with their old lineup. When they actually did a lot of fast strats, that's something out of their old playbook. So it's good to see that they're actually mixing the styles up at this point.
And gutsy in overtime as well, because like how much do they remember of that? How much can they implement? Well, a lot apparently. Apex can still just do the swing out and get those shots down and instantly build off the back. But now the coin gets flipped, 17-16. It's Envy with the advantage this time. You know, just a couple of steps away from getting themselves in towards that third map. Bearing in mind, this could still go all the way here. There could still be Mirage on the plate. It's not over yet, and we are back underway into the second half of overtime here between NaVi and Envy. And it's going to be NaVi on the T side with 16, of course, Envy with 17 on the CT side. And Apex with the auto sniper. All right, this is a little bit different.
Yeah, and looks like Navi's gearing right into a B hit right now. They want to probably get Guardian in the drop, and he's just going to slow clear these angles and try to take out NBK. Happy, wise to this, is playing the connector side of drop, which is something that we probably didn't even see him do at all in the entire match when it was first half.
Well, the small adjustments in these sort of times can make all the difference, and we've certainly seen that already, and it's playing out to absolute picture, as you said. But will they... Oh my God. How can you counter that, even with the addition?
Kyo should be shaking right now up at that tree.
Well, because he's got player behind, player in front, and he's going to have to hope whoever's behind him is holding his back like an absolute champion. Oh my word, Guardian takes him out of the air, and suddenly Envy are looking a little shaky. There we go, finally they bite back with Happy and Kenny getting kills, but Flamey shuts it down with 2. And I don't know what to say to those rounds, because, you know what, they predicted it. They played that out, but...
Yeah, and it's the exact same thing that I was talking about on Train. NaVi does this thing where they recognize that the guy getting seen in drop first is going to be Guardian, right? He gets that kill. What's going to happen? The guy that typically rotates for Plateau is going to be like zoned in big time on drop at that. He's scared. Like Kyo's just turned around. He's terrified. So the guy walks out Plateau and kills Kyo in the back as he's jumping off. And that's just how they're taught to like react off of each other and the comms that are made and the situations that happen. That's not something they're doing on the fly. It's just something they recognize in the game as individuals.
And NaVi exploiting all of this sort of stuff. And again, 17-17. This could be going all the way here. And I honestly wouldn't put it past them. Now, Envy do not have an AWP into this one. Just rifles to play with, and not a great deal of utility at this point either. Not only one kit towards NBK, so could be dangerous.
Yeah, it looks like EnVyUs is doubling up on middle. And I like the decision for the two players to play a little bit more together. It is a little bit odd, though, that Kenny doesn't have an AWP this round.
Yeah, it could have been possible, but actually we need to be caught. Oh, he's completely blind, trying to run away, just like, please, help me. Does make it out at least, and him and Napox will double up in mid, and Zeus is going hunting. Look at this guy, just like, I was about to say a rabid dog, but then again, with the old analogies we're bringing out with the golden retriever, I don't want to bring that one back up, so I'll leave him be for now.
Maybe they're wolves.
Maybe they are. I wouldn't be surprised. 25 seconds left, and it is not coming towards A. It's going to be a B hit. Flamey gets shut down by NBK. Great work from the duo on this B side. NBK and Kyo coming alive in the important moments. And again, shutting down 4, leaving just Zeus alive. And that was just a lovely, lovely crossfire, finally paying off.
Yeah, an excellent hold right there on the B-bomb site. They switch it up completely. They have NBK playing in the hut, which is something that he never does. So that must mean he feels really uncomfortable in the drop area. He's scared of Guardian dropping in there and clearing all those angles. Because typically the way that EnVyUs plays drop is Happy will typically hide in one of the corners, and NBK will jiggle peek in and out on the corners. And he's probably terrified that Guardian's going to clear those corners with an AWP instead of how typically it's an AK. So he's like, I'm not going in there. I'm going in the hut. y'all can figure that out by yourself.
Hey, it worked. So, you know, you can't blame him if it works, right, I guess. But look at C's. No fear. Straight out towards platform. Slows down. Hits the brakes, waits to see what comes his way. No one's by the box. This is the difference, though. Kenny holds down long. Edward gets denied, and the push through towards mid may be met by sheer force, and Envy are doing this step by step, taking themselves towards map 3. Guardian sees them. Flamey, though, not going to have a piece of this. Already 2 kills back, and they've got themselves considering this site, but the bomb precariously in the hands of Flamey.
Oh, what a spot Cease has lurked himself out into. And EnVyUs is notorious for over-rotating, and it might just cause them to get to double overtime right now.
Oh god, Keo's gonna be kicking himself, and I think he's starting to understand it. He's got to have heard them. He has. He now knows Cease is already there. Cease takes down Keo. It's a 3v2, and Happy and MBK once again gonna have to do something incredible here. Already the tag comes out. Guardian says no, and this could be double overtime, ladies and gents. Happy has to go big. Flashed up, tagged up. He's got a molly and a couple of flashes, but this would have to be some beast mode play coming out at the moment as that clock is ticking. And he has to make his move, and NaVi know it. Guardian with the shutdown, and again, we are going double overtime.
They are so evenly matched right now. I can't even choose a way to side, but if I had to choose now at this point, I would give NaVi the side.
Oh, you are flip-flopping. I had it down on paper.
I want to go back. I want to go back. Can we go back?
No.
I want to be like Jack from Lost. I want to go back to the island. I need to go back.
So many analogies, Sean.
I need to go back.
Just keep saying it, Shawnee. Keep saying it. It'll happen.
Maybe
You'll
I'll
be
grow
back
a
on
beard
Cloud
and
9.
become an alcoholic. Just
the after effect of leaving Cloud 9, Sean.
Yeah.
Beard and alcoholic comes around. It's great. It's fine. It happens to all of us casters. Don't worry. Maybe not the beard part for me, but certainly the latter part. 18-18 though. Are you really gonna go to NaVi's side now?
I have to. EnVyUs busted out all the stops in that first overtime. They switched up their playstyle so drastically. They've used all their gimmicks in my eyes. And I think at this point NaVi has a good feel for how their default works, and they've adapted quite well. The mid rush caught them off a little bit. The B hit was very nice by EnVyUs, but all the other B hits in regulation didn't really work out too well for them. So I don't see that happening again, and they also don't have a mid rush anymore.
So back underway, 18-18.
I think they're gonna try the mid rush. No, wait, this is NaVi. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say,
wait, I
what?
saw 4 dots going over in that direction.
And it will be NaVi on the T side this time, of course, and Envy on the CT side. But the auto sniper's out for Apex, and oh god, Guardian already just takes him away. That is the furthest from ideal start you could ever have right now. Apex, who's been massive, just got denied. And now there's no one else really on this A site. Somehow Happy has snuck across. That's the only thing that could maybe keep this one together. The bomb's yet to make it there as well. It's been called out, but seized. Finds Happy, and Guardian starting to reign supreme right now. This is looking disastrous for Envy, at least into this first round. Now Kenny and Keo trying to make the most of it, but they know this one is all but done.
Yeah, what a great read right there. And you saw Guardian doing that peek earlier in the game where he would run up to the mid doors and clear that bottom stairs angle and then run away and go towards the halls. This time you got to see what happens when he actually sees a guy there. He ends up killing him, and it initiates a really fast A hit because NaVi knows that leaves typically only one more player at A, and the way some teams play it, 0 people at A, such as how EnVyUs just had it, where Happy just quickly jumped into the site and was caught in the process.
NaVi trying to get as much out of this as possible. Edwards has been found by Keo, but C's going to reply. But Keo desperately trying to hold on to this rifle, and can't do it. NaVi with a blistering start here into the second round of overtime. And looking at this one, Guardian still with the AWP. No one double AWPing with him, and no AWP to be seen, of course, on Envy.
Yeah, and this is the first time in all of overtime that we've seen a round that the CTs have to win or they'll be broke the final round. So this is a huge round for EnVyUs because they could be looking at a 3-0 if they lose this round.
In case they needed any more stress right now, already mapped down
I mean,
in double overtime.
All the stress is turning their hair blue. What?
I'm looking beyond you, Sean, at their sad hair at the moment. It's like, it's not looking good right now, and neither is this round already as it's a 2-for-1 trade out, and Long's compromised. Oh, but it's that 3-man stack. You said before it was the only thing that actually worked.
Every time.
It's the only thing that's worked, and hell, it works again to a degree, but now a 2v2, the bomb's not here. It's down to Keo. And that 1v1 could have changed everything. Seized gets it, bomb goes down, and suddenly this 2v1 is looking almost impossible. Guardian's in place, Seized backs away, and Happy has to do the unthinkable.
Yeah, and these are really good post-plant spots.
Oh, good little sweep out there. Just going to spread out where Guardian actually is, so maybe you can work out to some degree where one of these players is, but maybe not both. Happy tries to take the fight, and Seized says no, and that is a frustrated man in your screens right now.
Yeah, and he recognizes the money situation right now. That was a huge round for EnVyUs. They're going to have to come up big with their pistols, and I'm not saying they can't do it. They've done it a million times already. They just need to do it 1,000,001 now. Yeah,
this is like the, I don't know, the highest degree you have to doing in double overtime, otherwise you're 3-0 down. NaVi are looking like they could close this, honestly. This is on the verge of getting a 2-0 sweep up against EnVy in semifinals, get themselves through to the finals, and this will be in some style, may I remind you guys. This has been a slugging battle between these two giants.
Yeah, I'm not sure what, I'm interested to see what NaVi's approach is this round. I like seeing what teams do, knowing that the other team only has pistols. They could stick to a plateau heavy hit to keep things at a distance, or they could go out A and try to keep things at a distance, but they have to clear a lot of tight angles first. And it looks like they're going to stick together and go A. And then once they get out of halls, everything is pretty far range. Maybe they can Molotov backside.
And this, you know, with us being able to see everything is essentially the right choice. Only Kenny was here. He's already backing away from long, so I guess he knows something's on his way. You know, he can see the utility committed, and he can understand what may be coming through. Flame is going to smoke it out for them. They're going to start clearing out piece by piece. Very meticulous approach from NaVi. Down to only 35 seconds, Sean. They are really running that clock down. They're going to have to commit soon because Kenny's going to try and buy time, and he does.
And the mass rotate's about to happen.
Exactly. Everyone's here. They do not have time to go back to the other side at this point. They have to commit, and well, it's going to get more and more deadly here. They've taken down Apex. 20 seconds. Kenny is still fighting the good fight for EnVy, but it's not going to be enough now. They're down to the final 3, and no one else came through quick enough. 14 seconds, though. Edward's the man with the bomb. One on the side. If they slow them down much longer, this could be different. Happy. Can he save the day? It's down to Keo again.
But he's
1v1. He has, Flamey has to get a shot. He's just spraying down, and Flamey gets it!
Wow, what a close round. Oh my goodness. It really looked like EnVyUs was going to end up coming out on top, but once Keo was down below that balcony, it was such a hard situation for him to win. Being trapped in that corner versus an AK, FAMAS, you have to pretty much pre-fire the corner, which is what he did. NaVi player, knowing that, Flamey just comes back into the truck. Keo's aim kind of resets for a second, re-peeks out, gets the frag.
Look at their faces. That says a lot.
Yeah, you can even see the eye roll too. He's not happy.
And what can you do? They fought so hard in this one. Let's bear in mind they came into this. At the start we were like, oh, that's a good scoreline on the half. NaVi did okay, but it's EnVy's map, right? They have this really good T side coming out, and then suddenly NaVi were like, no, we're actually pretty strong on this as well. We know exactly what we do with this. And this is NaVi that's on the verge of picking up a massive game for them here.
Yeah. And Zeus giving hand rubs, not even hand high fives. Those.
Do they make the big difference?
How can such a big, muscular man give such a weak high five? Lauren?
You say this when he can't hear you. Do you know when he's done, when that headset comes up, I'm like, by the way, guess what this guy said about you? Like, you're a brave guy,
Zeus
now you're
is a tank, but did you see that?
No, now you're trying to be nice. Now you're being like, oh, he's a tank. He's a really buff guy. Oh, you're brave over here, but he can't hear you. You say it to his face in the aftermatch interview, and all credit goes to you.
I'll have Sadokist say it for me. He's the one that does the interviews.
Live vicariously through Sadokist. Anyway, into the second half of double overtime here. 18-21, NaVi on the final verge. One more round is all they need. They're on the CT side, EnVy on the T side, and that momentum is firmly in NaVi's court. However, Kenny knows it.
Kenny's calling it right now. He's yelling it. Oh, I don't know French, but I definitely know he's calling that guy's down the box.
I don't know if you can you wallbang that?
No, you can't.
Oh god, that's going to be annoying as hell. But they know he's there. Edward can be the pillar as much as he wants, but eventually he will have to do something. 50 seconds though. Guardian's in the right place. Edward is still the immovable object. He is the statue. He's just standing tall. Oh, he's got two. That's devastating. They knew he was there. Flamey found Kenny. It's down to a 2v2. The bomb is loose. Flamey is in still a great position. Now he knows roughly where they both are. He's found one. It's a 1v1. Apex needs to go big.
Oh, Flamey comes up huge time and time again. The entire land, this guy has just been clutching rounds.
And that is a devastating way to lose out. Apex is gutted. I don't know if you heard the SmackDown that wasn't happy. That was actually the Envy guys out of sheer frustration. Now NaVi are through to the finals. They've done the hard work. They did the heavy lifting, and it made it count. Let's be really honest here. That was a phenomenal display. You know, the first map we kind of said, okay, it's Dust 2. It's kind of what we expected to happen. Map 2, however, was Envy's game.
Yeah, that was